Mtu gani?
Huyo mtu mnasema alileta hiyo chakula.
Si ndio wewe ndio ulikuwa umeleta?
Come on.
Sababu kazi za ubaka discord.
Hata waacha upwakisi. Wewe unalobomba tuacha uwaka ta. Did I give you injection of flatetet? Did I give you the
Tumia tu Kiswahili jamani.
Hawezi kuamka pale alipo, amefungiwa damu, amefungiwa maji, anahitaji kwa uangalizi wa daktari na manasi kila baada ya saa, kila baada ya nusu saa, kila baada ya masaa mawili. Lakini ukimuuliza unaendeleaje, anakuambia niko afadhali, nashukuru. Mbona wewe usimshukuru Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala kwa afya ambayo uko nayo? Uamka wewe, unaenda katika shughuli zako, unaenda.
Don't ever forget to love. Keep loving who you are. Don't ever forget.
Vijana chapakazi wenye nguvu za ziada.
My youth, uko na talent ya kusing, spoken word, kucompose jingles ama any other unexploited artistic talent. Gava through Ministry of Information, Communication and the Digital Economy na KBC sasa wamekama up na project ya kupromote usanii called Studio Mashinani. Hizi ni studios ziko grassroots and they are fitted with high quality state-of-the-art equipment where you can produce quality audio and video music content for free. What's more, wana offer mentorship na talanta yako itakuwa promoted on KBC Channel 1 TV, Y254 na radio stations za KBC. Tembelea Studio Mashinani huko Komarox, Langata, Sauti House Mombasa, Kirwara huko Gatanga, Kitui next to Manyanyoni Chiefs Camp na Kisumu City wako hapo KBC Station. Usilalie talent. This is your chance to commercialize and popularize your talent through Studio Mashinani.
If you're back, then you join us.
Yeah, join us.
Come and join us.
Isn't this supposed to be a meal to celebrate my new job?
Why would you start eating without me?
Thank you for taking care of me. When I come back, let me take care of you. I hope we'll be friends for life.
Neither of us could have thought this is how we would meet again.
My family loves you so much. This must be what you want. You can have them, really.
Make a wish.
A wish?
That's what we used to do. Make a wish before you blow it away. Have you forgotten this too?
Wait,
she's not here.
Sit down.
Buntoka nje kabla nipigwe risasi huku kwa ubabini.
Uko hapa nje?
Ni mimi na Zolani.
If we don't, tutakulipa double. Hello? Okay, thank you about it. Thank you.
Melissa yuko capable. Ni wewe utaki kumpa chance ya kugrow.
Yani, umechagua Melissa over our years together.
Goodbye, Gabriel.
I will review it, and I'll correct it, and I'll send it back by mail, all right?
It has to be printed, but I won't be in the laboratory.
So where do you want me to bring it, then?
Well, you could bring it to my house.
Rodrigo, considering the circumstances, I don't think that's appropriate.
You can just leave it and then go.
And tell that veterinarian to come here. I want to see him.
What do you want with him?
Nothing that has to do with you, my dear. I just want him to examine the animals that I bought. Sweetie, where are you going?
To the fields!
Ruben! Go with Amparo.
Frankly, I can go by myself, Daddy. Nobody needs to come with me.
Go on, just go with her.
That woman came here to tell my father everything that Rodrigo Irazabal was thinking. Nanny, they're preparing to sue Dad about the land.
My goodness, not again.
You and I, buddy. It's time for us to resolve our unfinished business.
Good afternoon. This is Lunchtime News. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. We have a comprehensive bulletin lined up this afternoon. My name is Jackie Wambiru. Sign language interpreter is Susan Thuku. And to kick us off, a boy from Narok County who sat for the 2022 Kenya Certificate of Primary Education examination may fail to join Form 1 due to lack of school fees. Ephraim Kamwecho Nyambura scored 384 marks, emerging the best student in his school, but his dream to join Kagumo High School in Nyeri County hangs in the balance. This comes as various schools across the country report overwhelmingly the turnout as Form 1 admission enters Day 2.
Ephraim Kamwecho's ability to join Kagumo High School may be in the hands of a good Samaritan. Having emerged the best student with 384 marks at his school, Yor Entepesi Primary in Narok County, in last year's KCPE, he lacks school fees to proceed with his education.
My mom is not able to pay all my fees. So I'm just asking some well-wishers to support me.
Sifanyangi kazi, nakaa na mamangu ambaye ni mgonjwa. Na siwezi enda bali sababu kuna dawa anatumianga. Siwezi afford hiyo school fees ya Kagumo.
Ephraim is a very bright boy. Once he gets a well-wisher to support him through his schooling, he's a very brainy person, and I have a lot of belief in him.
And as Ephraim hopes for well-wishers to come to his aid, the management of Tenwek High School in Bomet County has called on parents to ensure all learners selected to join the school turn up, regardless of financial status.
Tunaelewa hali ilivyo, uchumi ni mbaya. Wakati mwingine ukimwambia mwanafunzi arudi nyumbani, mwanafunzi huyo anaweza kuishi kule milele. Kwa hivyo njia pekee ya kuhakikisha kwamba hawa wanafunzi ni kwa wasajili ili waweze kuanza kusoma.
Chief Principal Mutali Chesebe says the school is committed to assist a few needy students to enable them proceed with learning. Meanwhile, various schools within Kisii County, such as Amaboko Secondary School and Moi High School, Gesusu, are reporting overwhelming numbers of learners joining the schools.
We may need to expand facilities like library. That will be very critical as the number is increasing. Our school has an enrollment of 2,400 students. That means that we need to expand our facilities.
Kitu nimeona kwa hii shule, serikali yetu ituongezee pesa
machengo ikue vizuri, rangi ipakwe vizuri, hata tukiingia ndani tunaona watoto wetu wako mahali pazuri.
And in Matungu, Kakamega County, a section of students from vulnerable backgrounds have benefited from the Constituency Development Fund as the leadership aims at achieving the 100% transition. Kamchimenza for Lunchtime News.
In other news, the Principal Secretary for Youth Affairs and Arts, Ismail Maalim, has urged digital content makers to support Parental digital literacy program and work with Kenya Film Classification Board in ensuring the safety of children online. Speaking during Parental digital literacy program in Nairobi, Maalim said the initiative is aimed at equipping parents and caregivers with the requisite skills and knowledge to guide children on online safety.
The Principal Secretary, State Department for Youth Affairs and Arts, Ismail Maalim Made, says partnership with content platform operators will bear desirable results by enabling parents control what their children consume online.
We sit down with our children and the youth to discuss the importance of internet, the good things that come with internet, and also educate them the responsibility of watching what is relevant to their age, what is convenient for them to watch at a certain age, as the CEO elaborated. So as a government, we are coming up with many platforms to bridge those gaps, including development of bills and policies. These many forums like this to educate the parents and many others.
Speaking during Parental Digital Literacy Program in Nairobi, the PS said the aim of joining hands with the platform operators is to equip parents and caregivers with the requisite skills and knowledge to guide children on online safety.
And not sit back and just demolish internet, that it is bad, when there are many good things to digitalize and innovate comes with us to help our young ones grow and empower themselves economically. So for us, the most important thing is to coming up with that tripartite discussion to have a better use of internet.
And to help parents and guardians work with young people, children, to manage and incorporate the rules they want on how technology will be used in the home.
The acting CEO, Kenya Film Classification Board, Christopher Wambiru, said the program seeks to promote responsible digital parenting.
It is the responsibility of the parent to guide the child on how to navigate the internet safely. So our responsibility is not just to buy the devices and to avail the internet. Let us make the other step.
Still on education matters, the national government has been challenged to be proactive in mapping out school-going children who are facing difficulties and to assist them. Amber Women member of National Assembly, Njoki Njeru, says that through this, the government will be able to realize the 100% transition to secondary school.
Gishagi village in Runyenjes, Embu County. 3 boys aged 9, 10 and 12 years have been living under the care of their 80-year-old ailing grandmother. The living conditions here tell a harrowing story. Their grandmother is currently recuperating at Runyenjes Level 4 Hospital. The eldest son, Victor Fundi, who has been using crutches after breaking his leg while fetching firewood, was taken to Imani Christian School in Mbeere South. Their mother passed on 6 years ago, and since then, they have been out of school and rarely had a meal.
Kutoka mama yao alikufa, waliachwa na susu, wamekuta sinda sana, hawakuwa anaenda shule, na sasa naona wataanza kuenda shule.
Hata wakati walipokuwa wanapata usaidizi kidogo hawa watoto, watu ambao walikuwa wanakuja hapa, kuna watu ambao hawakuwa na utu kwa sababu zile vitu walikuwa wanasaidiwa nazo, vitu vya kula hata nguo. Watu wengine walikuwa wanakuja wanawapokonya na wanaachwa bila.
The county government is in the process of finalizing processes to enable them to continue with their education and get shelter.
Na pia serikali imehimiza mambo ya 100% transition. Kwa hivyo pia ningeomba wakilishi wote wa vijiji, tuseme ni sub-area chief na masub-chief, wahakikishe ya kwamba katika vijiji vyetu hakuna mtoto ambaye atakaa nyumbani bila kwenda skuli.
Ningependa kuomba serikali
itusaidie kumap these families zenye ziko very vulnerable through the office of the women rep. Maana tumegundua watoto wengi hawaendi shule.
Watoto wasome ni wapate elimu ya kujitegemea wenyewe.
With other children across the country facing a similar fate, the national government is being urged to step up efforts to rescue such vulnerable children. Nancy Okwari, Lunchtime News.
Detectives in Translea have arrested 3 suspects believed to have broken into Shikendo police station, making away with 3 guns and an unknown number of ammunition 12 days ago. Kimini Police Commander James Onditi said the suspects were arrested following a tip-off after one of them threatened a relative.
Kiminini Area Police Commander James Onditi said the bandits were not able to use 2 of the 3 guns they stole as they were not compatible with ammunition they had stolen. One suspect is said to have threatened a relative with a stolen gun before police was tipped off.
Na hata hao walipochukua hawakuelewa. Na hata walichukua magazine ile walichukua na hizo bunduki mbili FN na LI ilikuwa ni magazine za G3 ambaye itumiki na hizo bunduki.
Hiyo operation imezaa matunda kwa sababu wahalifu ambao walikuwa wamenyang'anya bunduki na kuiba wamepatikana pamoja na bunduki zenyewe.
Local leaders led by Shihendo MCA Andrew Kutitila commended the police for the swift operation, further urging them to be vigilant and arrest criminals who are terrorizing residents in the area. For Lunchtime News, I'm Alvin Kaunda.
In other news, about 300 families living in Salama Village Airport Ward in Changamwe constituency, Mombasa, are living in fear of being evicted from a parcel of land they claim to own. According to the residents, hired goons descended on the area and began demolishing their structures on Sunday night, but they managed to fight them off. The parcel of land in contention measures about 50 acres overlooking the port of Mombasa and is valued at over 150 million shillings.
Informing the community of filing a case in court and asking them to find a lawyer to defend themselves.
Hii shamba ni eka 50. Ni zaidi ya eka 50. Manake ni kubwa kuanzia kule juu kote huko. Ukiteremka kule chini pale na kuenda pande yote. Na wote hao ni watu wanaishi huko. Hakuna title ametuonyesha, alikuja akasema kwamba hakuna title lakini hakutuonyesha na akasema kwamba tunastahili kuondoka. Tuondoe kwa hiari hataki mambo mengi. Na sisi tukamwambia sasa kutoka hapa itakuwa ni ngumu manake sisi tumezaliwa hapa. Tutatoka tuende wapi na tuna mahali pengine pa kwenda.
It is alleged that ever since there have been 3 attempts to illegally evict them from the area by hired goons.
Tungeomba serikali jamani tuangalie usalama wetu kwa sababu kama mimi tayari ni most wanted na mwenzangu. Kwa sababu tulionekana tuliweza kupigwa picha na wale vijana wengine wakasema tutadili na nyinyi na wakati wanakimbia. Kama mimi niliumia tayari guu, nimeumia mdomo. Shaona, tungeomba serikali ingilie kati.
Human rights defender Afia Rama called on the government to investigate and hold to account those found culpable of illegally trying to evict the squatters. She said it was shameful for politicians to stake a claim to the land without any documentation to prove ownership.
Uache kusumbua wananchi. Na siku hizi squatters hawasumbuliwi. Na hii kesi iko kotini. Hatuoni kwa nini watu wanakuja wakidhulumiwa, wakija wakichomewa manyumba, kila saa watu wanakuja hapa kuvamia. Sijui hii shida inatokea wapi. Kwa sababu angoje kesi iishe, uamuzi utoke, ndio tujue kama mahali ni pake ama sio pake. Sisi tunasema hichi kitendo kilaniwe. Hawa watu wangoje uamuzi wao ambao utatoka kotini. Sio kuja kila sana kuwatisha na kuwashtua na kuwachomea nyumba na kuwafukuza.
The matter is expected back in court on February 26th.
Gender and Public Service Cabinet Secretary Aisha Juma has warned communities against retrogressive cultural practices which are cherished as a rite of passage. The CS noted that a female genital mutilation has undermined the development of the girl child and should be stopped.
The CS, who was in Timaru, Migori County, during the commemoration of International Day of Zero Tolerance on Female Genital Mutilation, said the government is working with stakeholders to end the retrogressive practices in the society.
Na tutahakikisha tuko na structure mpaka chini mashinani.
wale mangariba wote, ufanye kazi usiku, ufanye kazi ndani ya shimo, ufanye kazi mchana, ufanye kazi ng'ambo, tunakwambia mkono wa sheria utapatana na wewe.
During the celebration, the anti-FGM board CEO Benedette Lolojo said that they appreciate that the national prevalence has come down from 21% in 2014 to 15% in 2022.
Challenges that we still have at the moment is that the community and the parents of these girls and the guardians still do not know that this culture, in as much as it's a culture that we need to respect, but it is retrogressive. It is not helping at all because of the health risks that these girls face when they go through FGM. It is also a human rights violation.
In Doldol, Laikipia County, it emerged that 8 out of 10 women attended to during birth have undergone FGM. According to anti-FGM board chairperson Surumi Pato, there is need for a collaborative approach towards the anti-FGM campaigns.
Strategic decisions are made by men, and having them on board and them agreeing that they are ready to end FGM, we feel that we are now secure and our girls are secure.
Rights groups say men who are the custodian of the culture need to be brought on board to help win the war against FGM.
So tunaamini ya kwamba kuna challenge kwa upande wa reporting. We are not getting this information, it is being concealed. But we have mapped people who are involved, especially the traditional women.
Beatrice Gatonyangetich, Lunchtime News.
Well, and on that note, we shall be taking a short break and I shall be leaving you with the archives. Let's take a look.
Sina budi kuwapongeza na kuwashukuru wananchi wa Kenya kwa imani nyingi ambao wameonyesha kwako, kwa uongozi wako. Uongozi wako mtukufu rais ndio yule ambao unatupatia moyo kwamba taifa letu lisazidi kuwa na umoja, kuwa na amani na maendeleo. Basi mtukufu rais, naichukua nafasi hii kukualika ili uweze kutoa hotuba yetu kwa sisi wananchi, kwani tunahamu sana kukusikia. Na sasa tumkaribishe baba wa taifa kwa makofi ya kila moja.
Unclaimed financial assets include bank accounts, insurance policies, and other financial assets belonging to people just like you. Don't let your assets remain unclaimed. Take a few minutes to check and see if you have any unclaimed financial assets.
She's giving me drama for my troubles, twice the love and devotion. You're the little good things you do, they make me know. I got you floating in the river, don't drown. You about to make my love come down.
Simply visit www.ufaa.go.ke, dial *361# or visit Huduma Center near you. Labda umeomoka na ujui? The Unclaimed Financial Assets Authority. Receive, safeguard, reunite.
To get Proverbs chapter 3 verse 5 as your skiza tune, dial *811*967#.
Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not in your own understanding. In all your ways, submit to Him, and He will make your path straight. Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5 to 6.
To get Proverbs chapter 3 verse 5, dial *811*967#. *811*967#.
Welcome back. Jubilee Party Secretary General Jeremiah Kioni now says the party will embark on public engagements under Azimio la Umoja One Kenya coalition in all counties to demand that the government fulfills its campaign pledges, among them lowering the cost of living. Kioni says the engagements dubbed People Baraza will not stop until they are able to compel the government to yield to their demands.
Amid rising cost of living, Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Alliance says the coalition will be embarking on public baraza to demand that the government actualizes its pledge to lower the cost of living. Jubilee Party Secretary General Jeremiah Kioni says the public rallies will kick off soon in Mount Kenya region to rally Kenyans to demand for their rights, claiming the Kenya Kwanza administration was not addressing critical issues affecting Kenyans. The former Ndaragwa Member of Parliament who spoke in Ol Kalou town after meeting Jubilee Party delegates noted that the majority of Kenyans were facing several challenges besides lack of food and demanded that the government lowers taxes and the prices of basic commodities.
Si jaa tumbo peke yake, ni jaa aina yote, lakini hata tumbo chakula ya kukula naweza kuambia kwamba hata hapa Nyandarua kuna hiyo jaa. Na sio hapa, ni Kenya mzima.
Na tuliwaambiwa sasa Biblia ikiwekwa chini, maisha itarudi chini. Tuko na sukari iko hapa. Kilo moja ni 150. Na tuliwaambiwa itarudi chini. Tuko na mafuta iko hapa. Hata chakula hatupiki ni 200,
Hii ni nusu.
Hii ni nusu. 500 ml. 202. Na tuliwaambiwa Biblia ikiwekwa chini, maisha itarudi chini. Niongelee mambo ya Leader Mama. Tuliambiwa tutaondolewa Leader Mama. Tunaondolewa Leader Mama, sisi wa mama tuende wapi? Tunawaambiwa tuzaane. Sasa chakula hakuna. Unazaaje na bila una chakula?
Meanwhile, a section of Maasai youth have given Narok Senator Ledama Olekina a 7-day ultimatum to cease his attacks on Governor Patrick Ntutu on social media platforms, else they will mobilize the youth in the county to hold a major protest.
Ikatu sikitisha sana wakati viongozi wetu wanashikana na seneta wetu, yeye ako mbioni kwenda maandamano, na tukiwa sauti ya vijana wa Narok County tukipenda kumwambia seneta wetu kuwa yale majibizano yake na governor ikome kabisa, wakuje kwa ground tusuluhishe maneno juu social media haiwezi suluhisha shida yetu.
Stand is we elected the leaders to go and represent us and to bring development to the people, not to go and fight. Despite their differences, we elected them in different parties to go and work for the people. Now, we have seen a trend of self-centered, I think, interest that each one of them is trying to be a beneficiary of the public resource.
The youth led by Narok Youth Association Chairperson Busta Kisio said the attacks witnessed in the recent past were derailing the development agenda in Narok County. For Lunchtime News, I'm Gladys Mungai.
Residents of Budalangi constituency in Busia County have been challenged to protect wetlands to protect the breeding ecosystem for fish. Bunyala Assistant County Commissioner Simon Minor warned that the encroachment of the Yala swamp has the likelihood to destroy the fish breeding ground.
Residents of Budalangi are calling for a collaborative effort to reclaim the wetlands in the area.
Kama tutakuwa na jambo ambalo serikali itafanya hivi karibuni, tutajikuta kama hiyo area haina watu. Na yote ni mashamba ya watu, sehemu zenye watu walikuwa wanaishi. Reclaim mashamba kwa sababu tuko na shida kubwa.
The Ecosystem Support Site Group representative Alphonse Kadiga, however, noted that there is a need for issuance of title deeds to those who own land in the swamp in a bid to prevent encroachment.
Tumekuwa na issues za investor kupewa shamba bila idhini ya community ambayo iko mpaka kotini mpaka saa hii.
Jacqueline Masharia for Lunchtime News.
Now, moving on, security personnel operating in northeastern want the David Maraga-led police reform task force to incorporate issues of welfare and transport, which they claim are their biggest challenge. The officers also cited rank stagnation, poor housing and insurance cover and transfers, which they want addressed to boost working morale.
During a public hearing with police officers and prison warders, the task force was informed that little has been done to address morale of officers, which ended up compromising security of the country. The former CJ said the issues will be captured in the recommendations, assuring officers their concerns will be acted upon.
The issues that have come out with the interaction with the police officers are, of course, on their welfare. They are also, they have challenges. You know, these areas, they have challenges, like even transport, the welfare where they are staying. Those are the challenges. We have gone to their tents where they live. We have seen them. We will be making recommendations about that. Yes.
Maraga said part of those recommendations made in the previous reports will also be incorporated in the final report, including matrix timelines.
Residents of Kithioko in Masinga, Machakos County have raised alarm over plans to reopen a donkey slaughterhouse in the area. The residents say the move to reopen the abattoir after 2 years of closure by the government would expose them to problems such as increased cases of donkey theft, poor sanitation and diseases.
The only donkey slaughterhouse in Machakos County was shut down by the government for lack of regulation. 2 years later, and residents of Kithioko in Masinga area are worried following reports that the slaughterhouse could soon open its doors.
Hiyo slaughter isifunguliwe kwa sababu vile ilifungwa tuliona tunaendelea vizuri. Juu tunaomba serikali isikubalishe hiyo kitu ifunguliwe tena kwa sababu tunaona ni vizuri kiwa hiyo funda isichinji.
Coletta Mwende is a donkey owner. She says the slaughterhouse will expose them to increased cases of donkey theft and diseases.
Baada ya miaka mbili wakati funda ilisimamishwa kuchinja, siku hizi tunaona mabadiliko. Hakuna magonjwa, hakuna wizi inaendelea. Kila mahali wizi imekoma kabisa.
Mahali ambapo palikuwa panatupwa hizo mavitu za funda ikichinjwa, palikuwa pananuka vibaya. Alafu ikawa hizo maarufu na hizo mainzi ambazo zinashikashika. Sikishikia watu chakula ama hii harufu ikiingia watu inaleta magonjwa.
Wengi wao wale wako karibu na hiyo slaughter waliama wakaenda mahali kwingine. Juu hiyo harufu ilikuwa mbaya na mtu akiwa peke yake angeweza kusimamisha hiyo kitu.
The residents said leaving donkeys are of great importance. For them it was against the Kamba community's culture to slaughter and eat donkeys.
Hizo vichinjio za funda sioni kama ni mzuri ikichinjwa. Sioni kama funda ni kitu mzuri kwa mwanadamu kukula. Kwa sababu hata ukiingia kwa Biblia, hizo vitu ambazo hizo miguu zake asichakatwa, Biblia hairuhusu watu wakule.
This even as Machakos County Director of Veterinary Services, Dr. David Wambiru, said the establishment of the slaughterhouse in the area was informed by the need to regulate the population of the beast of burden. Ben Chumba, Lunchtime News.
And now on news making headlines in the business world, policymakers, investors and players in the e-mobility industry are deliberating on ways to fast-track uptake electric motors. It has emerged that inadequate charging ports is to blame for the few electric-powered motor vehicles on Kenyan roads. Here's our reporter Regina Manyara, who is at the 3-day forum that is taking place in Nairobi with an update.
Only Nairobi County can support e-vehicles, or rather e-mobility, with just 1,000 electric vehicles in the country. This presents an opportunity for the private sector to actually work at increasing its uptake. Ali, what do you think needs to be done to make or rather to increase uptake of e-mobility in the country?
Okay, thank you so much. So we've had the opportunity now to have this first inaugural Kenya Power event. It's through partnerships that we'll get to scale and get to grow. So right now we've been fortunate to work with One Electric, Rubis, Mogo, and other many partners to basically continue to scale. It doesn't take one person, it takes collectively everyone. So it's great to see government officials here, it's great to see Kenya Power here, it's also great to see the media here. So thank you so much.
So are e-vehicles affordable?
Yes, actually, and this is the benefit of having asset finance companies like Mogo, where you pay a small deposit and you pay weekly. Our customers are boda riders, so we want to make sure that commercial riders have the best product on the road. And so right now they pay less in terms of maintenance, so the maintenance costs of these bikes are quite low, so they don't have to do oil changes, no air filters, no gears. So basically they only have to do minor details, which is the lights, the brakes, and then they have 2-year warranty on electrical. And so we're just trying to inform riders to be like, this is your bike, this is meant for you.
As I say, the future is tech, and now electricity might just be the kingpin going forward. I'm Regina Manyara reporting for KBC Channel 1.
Google has launched an artificial intelligence-powered chatbot called Bard to rival ChatGPT. Bard will be used by a group of testers before being rolled out to the public in the coming weeks. The tech giant also announced new AI tools for its current search engine. Here are the details of these and other stories making headlines across the globe.
Bard will be built on Google's existing large language model, Lambda. AI chatbots are designed to answer questions and find information and use words on the internet as an enormous database of knowledge, although there are concerns that this can also include offensive material and disinformation. Google's announcement follows wide speculation that Microsoft is about to bring the AI chatbot ChatGPT to its search engine, Bing following a multi-billion-dollar investment in the firm behind it. OpenAI. The ChatGPT can answer questions and carry out requests in text form based on information from the internet as it was in 2021. It can generate speeches, songs, marketing copy, news articles, and student essays. Elsewhere, Adani Group shares surged a day after it moved to prepay some loans in a relief rally for the Indian conglomerate that lost more than $113 billion in market value in 2 weeks since a U.S. short sellers critical report was published. The group, led by billionaire Gautam Adani, said it is prepaying $1.1 billion of loans on shares ahead of their maturity in 2024 due to recent market volatility. Separately, JP Morgan said the group companies were still eligible for inclusion in the bank's bond indexes. The Adani crisis spilled over to the streets on Monday, with hundreds of members of India's main opposition Congress party protesting and pressing for a probe into the Hindenburg allegations. Finally, Dell is to lay off about 6,650 workers because of the decline in demand for personal computers. The job cuts are expected to affect about 5% of its global workforce. The company faced tough market conditions with an uncertain future, and its previous cost-cutting measures were no longer enough. Co-Chief Operating Officer Jeff Clark wrote in a memo. Companies including Google, Amazon, and Meta are now grappling with how to balance cost-cutting measures with the need to remain competitive as consumer and corporate spending shrinks amid high inflation and rising interest rates after the pandemic.
Well, on that note, we shall be taking a short break. Don't go too far. We still have more news coming up.
was your boyfriend. He was sitting
Yo man, boy child, be very careful. Ama ni aje, saizi naona mademo wamechangamka, hata ukiwa text hakuna kutake time.
The Grammy-acclaimed artist took the stage to a revved-up crowd who sang along as he performed hits from his album Savage Level and caught the feels when he performed Feel My Love from Sauti Sol's Midnight Train album. The event will feature music groups from North, South, East, West and Central Africa, all performing 100% live music.
Oxlade, the Kulosa hitmaker. Na vile tumeimba hii vile tumeenjoy hii wimbo yake shwali. Kumbe maana
it is the month of love.
Hata hiyo
wacha tu feel mellow and mushy.
Yes, katika huu uchumi hatuna time ya kusinzia. You know, love is personal. When you feel feeling lovey-dovey, you can express it. It doesn't need to be a date on the calendar that sasa leo ni February 14th. See what to fall in love.
Mwali, as chair.
Me, I feel love uko in December.
Yani that is what happens. Ikiwa ni wiki ya Valentine's Men's Conference.
Okay. So, okay, like seriously. Actually attending the men's conference.
Hii ingine ya flowers ni ya TV. From the bottom of my heart, happy Valentine's.
Okay. So now we know
this maua wachia ng'ombe wakule.
Welcome back, and now let's proceed. Out of school and unemployed youth in Mombasa interested in film production are set to benefit from training being offered by the Africa Digital Media Institute. This is after the Africa Digital Media Institute and the Global Opportunity Youth Network signed a 2-year partnership to empower young people to tap into Africa's multi-billion-dollar film and audiovisual industry.
A 2021 UNESCO report shows that Africa's film and audiovisual industry has the potential to create more than 20 million jobs and contribute $20 billion to the continent's GDP. However, the industry is not fully tapped. It currently employs just 5 million people and accounts for $5 billion in the GDP across Africa. In Kenya, a strategic partnership between the Africa Digital Media Institute and the Global Opportunity Youth Network is expected to train and connect the underserved youth drawn from Mombasa County with employment opportunities through the Swahili Port Hub Foundation, a community space that nurtures talent and skills in technology, creatives, arts, and heritage. The Africa Digital Media Institute believes that the partnership will skill youth to engage in innovative income-generating activities.
I believe that training has to be for work. You have to start from the opportunities, the work opportunity, the employers, and then work backwards to design a training that is relevant so that when students graduate, there's a very tight fit between their skills and the opportunity that they want to serve.
If the future is young people and you're currently having 66% of them unemployed, what does that mean for the county itself in terms of growth, in terms of opportunity, in terms of investment?
The film trainers challenged Kenyans to be at the forefront of technological developments to remain competitive and have skills that meet the job market expectations.
For us to be able to be
a hub where Mombasa can be recognized as a hub for creatives, a hub for film industry, a hub for artists. I think the partnership is so important to us.
The partnership will offer training programs in a variety of courses, including film and TV production, video production, digital journalism, music production, sound engineering, and graphic design. Betty Kiptum, Channel 1 News.
7 out of 10 female journalists in Kenya experience cyberbullying, and women in media want special policies enforced by the Office of the Data Protection Commissioner as the most targeted group in online violence. Patience Nyange, the managing director of the Association of Media Women in Kenya, says with almost half the Kenyan population on the internet, the country requires a relook at laws protecting marginalized groups to ensure safety on the digital domain.
Use those spaces safely, feel secure in that space, and then take advantage of the opportunities that it offers. It is where the economy is headed. It's where all the jobs will be. Like even as a journalist, as you're looking around before you get placed in a media house, there are plenty of opportunities that you can take advantage of on the online space.
Also, are you taking initiative to protect people? Because you're only safe as the next person. So if you're not safe, you've put a loophole whereby the next person can be vandalized or hacked.
South Africa has suffered through the worst levels of electricity rationing on record, with rolling blackouts hitting 100 consecutive days. South Africa's energy minister says that the ongoing energy crisis in the country is an irritation to society, and if it is not resolved, it could lead to a revolt. Here are the details of these and other stories making headlines across Africa.
Meanwhile, in Tanzania, over 1 million people are expected to benefit from the construction of an industrial park in the Kwala area, Kibaha district in the Coast region. The total investment in the Kwala satellite city has been projected to be $3 billion, which is equivalent to 6.9 trillion shillings. The project that will be implemented in 24 months will see the construction works cost 345 billion shillings. It is expected that over 200 industries will be built in the area in 2 phases. The project will include different facilities, including infrastructure offices, residential buildings, administration blocks, commercial buildings, churches, mosques, police stations, gas stations, and fire assembly stations. This project will reduce congestion of cargo and containers at the Dar es Salaam port and benefit neighboring landlocked countries. And finally, the Ethiopian government said it will spend $90 million on the Tigrayan capital to help restarting banking services in the country. Ethiopian Airlines was also planning to increase the number of flights to the region. The Prime Minister announced on Twitter that the National Bank has started to send money to the capital for distribution. Since the agreement was signed in the South African capital, fighting has stopped and aid deliveries to the Tigrayan have resumed, as the region has long faced severe shortages of food, fuel, cash, and medicine.
In other news, the death toll in the 7.8 magnitude earthquake that hit Turkey and Syria has risen to more than 4,000 people. Turkey has reported 3,419 deaths, while Syria's fatalities stand at 1,444. Dozens of nations have pledged support for thousands who have been rendered homeless amid the freezing weather, which has hampered emergency rescue efforts.
Rescuers are battling heavy rain and snow as they race against the clock. More than 4,800 people have died so far, with Turkey reporting a death toll of 3,419, while Syria's numbers stand at 1,444. 15,000 people have been injured in the earthquake that struck Monday. The World Health Organization has warned the toll may rise dramatically as rescuers find more victims. The rescue and emergency efforts, however, have been hampered by bad weather. Dozens of nations have pledged support for the two nations in dire need of humanitarian aid, as thousands are still sleeping in the cold after the destruction of their homes.
And in the sports arena, Lazio was held by relegation-threatened Hellas Verona to a 1-1 draw to hamper its hopes of consolidating its place in the top four at the Stadio Bantegodi Stadium. Meanwhile, Alvaro Garcia scored in the 63rd minute to help Rayo Vallecano defeat Almeria 2-0.
Cyril Gonge scored his first. Meanwhile, Alvaro Garcia scored in the 63rd minute to help Rayo Vallecano defeat Almeria 2-0. Vallecano opened the scoring with an own goal by Almeria defender Rodrigo in the 54th minute before Garcia sealed all points 9 minutes later.
Kenyan golfer Naomi Wafula has received an invite to play at the Amundi German Masters in June this year. The invite came as a result of Wafula's stellar performance after making history by becoming the first Kenyan golfer to make a cut in the Ladies European Tour held at Vipingo Ridge Baobab Course in Kilifi County. Naomi was among the 5 Kenyan amateurs sponsored by Safaricom to the tune of 1 million shillings in the just concluded Magical Kenya Ladies Open. Wafula carded 4 over par 77 in the final round, which included 5 bogeys, with only 1 bogey to finish in 56th place, beating 5 professionals who had also made cut. This year's Magical Kenya Ladies Open received a significant boost of 26.8 million shillings from Safaricom, with the company also sponsoring 4 juniors, Jacinta Njeri, Kanana Muthoni, Ida Rose and Vivian Otunde, who participated in the Pro-Am tournament.
It goes back a few years, and I can only say, whenever I drive into Vipingo Ridge and I see throughout the year, not during the tournament, I see a lot of the caddies and the security staff getting a big smile on their face. That means to me that we're doing the right thing. So it's not only for the professional players, it's for all the team of Vipingo Ridge. You're working endlessly to make this happen. So
well, that brings us to the end of our bulletin this afternoon. Thank you for choosing Lunchtime News. Our sign language interpreter is Susan Thuku. My name is Jackie Wambiru. For more news, check out our website at kbc.co.ke. Enjoy the rest of the day.
Sit down.
Toka nje kabla nipigwe risasi huku kwa ubabini.
Uko hapa nje?
Ni mimi na Zolani.
If we don't, tutakulipa double. Hello? Okay, thank you about it. Thank you.
Melissa yuko capable. Ni wewe utaki kumpa chance ya kugrow.
Yani, umechagua Melissa over our years together. Goodbye, Gabriel.
He's coming. Where is your boyfriend? He was sitting
Yo man, boy child, be very careful. Ama ni aje, saizi naona mademo wamechangamka, hata ukiwa text hakuna kutake time.
The Grammy-acclaimed artist took the stage to a revved-up crowd who sang along as he performed hits from his album Savage Level and caught the feels when he performed Feel My Love from Sauti Sol's Midnight Train album. The event will feature music groups from North, South, East, West and Central Africa, all performing 100% live music.
Oxlade, the Kulosa hitmaker. Na vile tumeimba hii vile tumeenjoy hii wimbo yake surely. Kumbe
you floating in the river, don't drown. You about to make my love come down. See all the little good things you do, they make me no. I guess next time for me to give up. Kiss by the sun, love to love ya. In a Rastaman party. Challenge really in a Rastaman party. Knock on the heaven's door, boy. Me give them where them want, yes me give them. Me give them where them want, yes me give them. Commanding wife, she wants to destroy my life. Oh my commanding wife, she wants to destroy my life.
Say that at least in appearance, Olegario Montoya is the legal owner of Las Bandidas Ranch. And if I'm interested in a man, I'll go straight to him and that's it.
What you should be interested in is your husband. Take care of your marriage. That is my advice to you. Because it would be very unpleasant if your husband found out the things his wife does.
What? Are you going to tell him? Olegario would never believe someone like you.
I hope that I would never have to do that.
Oh, I also had to buy lipstick because I used the one I just bought last week and guess what? It's all gone. I had no choice but to use my lipstick to write down my shopping list because I didn't have a pencil at hand. Alonso? What is this all about?
Thank you, my love. Emma.
Vijana chapakazi wenye nguvu za ziada.
My youth. Uko na talent ya kusing, spoken word, kucompose jingles ama any other unexploited artistic talent. Gava through Ministry of Information, Communication and the Digital Economy na KBC sasa wamekama na project ya kupromote usanii called Studio Mashinani. Hizi ni studios ziko grassroots and they are fitted with high quality state-of-the-art equipment where you can produce quality audio and video music content for free. What's more, wanaoffer mentorship na talanta yako itakuwa promoted on KBC Channel 1 TV, Y254 na radio stations za KBC. Tembelea Studio Mashinani huko Komarox, Langata, Sauti House Mombasa, Kiwara huko Gatanga, Kitui next to Manyanyoni Chiefs Camp na Kisumu City wako hapo KBC station. Usilalie talent. This is your chance to commercialize and popularize your talent through Studio Mashinani.
and I'll send it back by mail, all right?
It has to be printed, but I won't be in the laboratory.
So where do you want me to bring it then?
Well, you could bring it to my house.
Rodrigo, considering the circumstances, I don't think that's appropriate.
You can just leave it and then go.
And tell that veterinarian to come here. I want to see him.
What do you want with him?
Nothing that has to do with you, my dear. I just want him to examine the animals that I bought. Sweetie, where are you going?
To the fields!
Ruben, go with Amparo.
Frankly, I can go by myself, Daddy. Nobody needs to come with me.
Go on, just go with her.
That woman came here to tell my father everything that Rodrigo Irazabal was thinking. Nanny, they're preparing to sue Dad about the land.
My goodness, not again.
You and I, buddy. It's time for us to resolve our unfinished business.